So after we add the bio effects, the light, and the heater, we are going to be adding tank water from the tank into the bucket refugium.
Okay, so now we're going to take the dirty water.
Make sure you don't get any fishes.
Yeah, hold on. Remove this.
Okay, so now we're going to be scooping the dirty, bad tank water.
High phosphate water.
Yeah. Algae mayhem.
Wow, there's like a little piece of algae already in there. I don't know where that came from.
You sure?
Probably from the freshwater tank.
Oh. Alright. So now we're gonna stop this.
What I could do is I could probably siphon it because...
Okay, we're actually gonna start to use a siphon to...
What happened to my...
So we're just going to start the siphon right now. So you don't drink that water.
Oh, urchin.
Oh shoot.
Caught an urchin.
Oh damn.
A lot of adventures.
Alright.
Okay. Unfortunately, Ryan is at robotics camp when this came in the mail, which is the refugium chaeto algae, macroalgae, and I didn't want to wait to have the algae sitting in this package for any longer than necessary, so we're gonna unbox the chaeto and put it in the refuge, and then Ryan can edit this and include it in the video. So first things first, I'll just open the package. Nothing like a good rusty razor blade. Okay. There it is. Ooh, it looks okay. You can tell the guy who... So I bought this on eBay for like 10 bucks. You can tell the guy is probably a hobbyist, entrepreneur. Maybe we'll sell chaeto, reproduce this chaeto and sell it as well. If you want some chaeto from us, we'll be happy to give you a little piece after we grow it. And you can just pay for shipping. Just comment and we'll find a way to connect with you. Okay, so now we're going to put the chaeto into the fuge. Okay, so this is the fuge that we've set up. As a reminder, we have the biomedia at the bottom. We had the dirty water from the tank that we know had phosphates of 0.14. I then put some biomedia that I had in the sump here into this bucket to kind of seed it with the bacteria. I have a light, and then I also have a little water sensor here that if the water gets too high, it'll shut off those pumps to avoid over drawing water from here if there's like some weird malfunction and we can't pump the water back in. So dirty water out, mixed with refugium water. Now cleaner refugium water comes back out here and then into the tank here. So it becomes like a loop. Before I put the chaeto into the refuge, I want to do one final test of the phosphates because I want to test the phosphate level each day. All right, so this is the fuge on day 2 of operations. The water definitely looks clearer, and I feel like the chaeto has grown. I feel like it's a little bigger. I don't know. I mean, I did spread it out a little bit yesterday. But we're gonna see what the phosphate level is. The last time I checked it, the first day it was 0.65 or 0.61 or 0.64, sorry. Then yesterday, after one day, it got down to 0.445. Then I added some water, so that'll naturally bring it down a little bit because the water level is too low. So I'm guessing the water level probably brought it down to 0.3, 0.25. So maybe the Kato absorbed some more and it'll be down to 0.2 or 0.15. But we'll run the test and see what happens.
So what we're doing is these interact with each other, and then it tests the thing. Yeah. So we're gonna put this in, and we have to wait 3 minutes. All right. So we've just done our test, and it turns out that we have a 0.62 result, which is much higher than we were expecting. Now we're going to put the Kato in.
Now, it should be 0.05 is ideal.
Yeah.
And we know the tank had 0.14 when we tested it last. Why is that 0.62? Part of it is because I took some of the filter media from in here in the display tank, and I put some of those little bio pellets are from this tank, and they were full of like fish crap. So we are definitely giving this refugium a lot of work to do with 0.62. So this thing is going to have to go from 0.62 to 0.05. So like 90% reduction. So can the Kato do it? We will find out. Ooh, feels like a Brillo pad. I've never touched Kato. It's like hard plastic.
Yeah, it's like Velcro, but big.
Yeah, so we're gonna put it in there.
Look at our little moss leaf.
And now it will absorb, hopefully, that phosphate, and then we'll do a test tomorrow. So if we're at 0.62 now, the question is, what do we think it'll be tomorrow?
Yeah.
So it's 0.62 around 6 p.m. So we'll test it tomorrow at 6. And now it's like a little living filter. All right, we'll come back tomorrow and see if we can go from Brandon, what do you think? 0.62 tomorrow? What do you think it'll be?
My guess, nothing will go perfectly. So let's say maybe about 0.12.
Oh, wow. I think it'll be 0.25.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll change mine to 0.24.
What about you, Ryan? What do you think?
What? Okay, so you want to tell us what we did to the refugium?
Yeah, so as a reminder, yesterday we filled it up with tank water that was at 0.14 phosphate. But then I also put some bio pellets that were at the bottom of the in-tank sump, which were probably full of waste and phosphates. Put it in there. We did another test last night, and it was 0.61. Two things happened. So I came back this morning, and the Kato is looking pretty good. Nice green, looking pretty healthy. They actually say you should try and spread it out. So the Kato's looking good. But I did notice that the light on the refugium was kind of creating like warmth in the water. Like you can, almost feel it's a little on the warmer side. Mm-hmm. So I used to have the water pretty low, like half here. So then I added more fresh salt water, so it has more water volume, so hopefully it won't get as hot. And right now the temperature is Yeah, it's over 80. It's 81. So this light must be generating a little bit of heat. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, which is why I think when we do the recirculation, rather than just doing it at nighttime, I'm going to have continuous recirculation throughout the day. Now there is a risk that it'll warm up the display tank, because if this gets really warm and then goes into here, it's going to warm up the display tank, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Part of it is also because I have a lid on here, so it kind of traps the heat. Now I like the lid because I didn't want it to evaporate. Because if it evaporates, then I'm going to have another issue where the salinity is going to get too high here. So, what else?
That's it, basically.
No. So I did a water test before adding the fresh water when it was still low. I did a water test this morning of the phosphate. So remember, last night it was 0.61, and this morning was 0.45. So it would appear that the refugium is working. Now we're not going to recirculate with this tank until it can be actually like where we want it to be, which is 0.1 or under. And ideally we want to get it to 0.05. So right now it went from 0.61 to 0.45. Then I added some more water, some fresh, clean water, so that'll probably bring it down to maybe 0.35. But we'll have to keep letting it work until it gets it down to 0.01. 0.10, sorry. Yeah. All right, so this is day 2 phosphate test. The last reading was 0.4. Then I added water volume, so that should have naturally brought it down to maybe 0.3, 0.25. And then we had another day of this mat of Kato that was getting a lot of light. I think I was giving it pretty much light almost all day. So I'm hoping that we can get the phosphate down to 0.1, which will allow me to start circulating the refugium to the tank. So is it 0.1 or less? Damn, 0.54. Okay, so the fuge is not absorbing the phosphate as much as I was hoping. Jesus. All right, well, we're gonna have to keep running it. I also have a dedicated refugium light, because this is just a cheap Amazon kind of LED light, white. It might be full spectrum, but it doesn't have as much reds and blues as a dedicated fuge light, which is coming in. I ordered it. It should arrive, I think, tomorrow. So we're gonna let this fuge keep running, and hopefully we can get the phosphates down, because if I were to turn the circulation on between the fuge and the display tank now, the display tank phosphate level would go up.
This is what it looks like now.
Yeah, I think it's bigger. What do you think?
Maybe it's just more spread out, but it's hard to tell if it's gotten bigger.
I guess we'll find out in a week or two. But it seems like it should be working, because why else would the nitrate level be dropping? Even though I fed them some coral food just yesterday. This is when we introduced the fuge.
As you can see, the phosphates levels also have dropped similarly to the nitrate. And that's also interesting.
So you could say from here 0.63, then it goes 0.14, 0.17, but now it's 0.05. So you had a drop from dilution. I don't think it's ever been as low as 0.05.
Yep.
You know, maybe back in July 16th, it typically was in the 0.2 range. So if this holds up, say 1 week, if we can get this down to like keep it at 0.05 or drop it lower, then the fuge is definitely working.
Okay, guys, so based on the evidence, right after we implemented the refugium, the nitrate levels dropped because the refugium is 5 gallons, so it had like more water to disperse into, but the nitrate levels continue to decrease every day after. You can look at the chart over here. You can see where we implemented the refugium basically at the top. Over here, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And it continues to go down.
So there's an initial effect of dilution because this refugium is 5 gallons and this is like a 13-gallon tank. So by turning this system from 13 to 18 gallons, you're going to get a reduction, right? But what explains this, right? Why does it keep going down after the dilution has happened? How does it keep dropping? That must be. Should we show the state of the Cato?
Sure.
All right. What do you
Let me
think? Here, you open it up without, and be careful with the wires.
Okay.
There's the Cato. What is it
Wait,
like?
can you restart from?
Okay.
Okay, guys. So this is what the tank, the refugium, looks like right now. We have a little light attached to the lid to help the Cato grow. And yeah, hopefully the bacteria and Cato will become established and help make our reef tank more clean.